Hey guys, a few weeks ago I asked you what you expected from my vlog, from my channel, what did you want to hear, and why were you here and everything, and one of you asked, Maggie mentioned that you wanted to know more about managing church and family times because you and your husband want to be super committed to both of them. And this one is just kind of stuck with me because I feel like I can really relate to this. When Tim and I got married, we were both working in, well, he was paid working in youth ministry and I was volunteer working in youth ministry. And when we got married, he was the paid youth pastor and I was the super volunteer, and I loved it. We both were like super committed, super active. Like anytime there was anything going on, I was right there beside him and just loved it. And then when we had kids, or at least when we had our first kid, it was really hard for me to back off from that. And I got kind of jealous because, I mean, Tim was a paid person, so he got to go on all the trips and everything. But I had to start staying home from a lot of it. And I really kind of struggled with that. And then 13 months later, we had our second kid. And that's when I really had to, put a pause on volunteering and just be a mom. And honestly, I kind of do still struggle with that. Not really in the ministry area, just in any area that Tim gets to go and have a trip by himself and I'm home taking care of all four kids with no break whatsoever. Love my kids, but I really would love to have a break every once in a while, and actually mostly just once a year. I got to go on a great retreat just by myself. I stayed at a hotel style place at a local, or not really local, but at a state resort, or not resort. What are they called? Is it a resort? I don't know. It was like a campground place usually that people go camping, but they had a hotel style as well. So that's where I stayed. I'm a mom, and first and foremost. And I don't think there's anything wrong with volunteering and being super active in ministry. And I mean, there's lots of great things that come with that. But I also, now that I have four kids, can look back at stuff and I'm training up our kids. Being a mom comes first. When God has given you the blessing of a child, they are first. They come first, no matter what. And somebody this last year had said something that really sticks with me, and it's that your kids are going to be the greatest disciples that you ever have an impact in. They're the ones that are living in your house. They're watching you. They're following you. You have the most time with them. Like, these are going to be the greatest disciples that you ever raise up. And that was like, wow. Like, that's right. Like, that right there, like, made me not feel guilty for not volunteering in any ministry position right now, because I used to feel like, well, I have babies that are going into the nursery, so then I should probably volunteer and be in the nursery. But then I keep on thinking, I'm like, you know what? I need to remember how grateful I am these days right now to be able to get that 1 hour break so I can go and I can learn something right now. And I want to pay that back whenever I don't have all these babies. When my babies are teenagers and they can go and help me in the nursery and take care of other people's babies who need that break. I just feel like right now in the season that I'm in, I am okay with not volunteering. I don't have any volunteering time at all right now because I'm 100% completely focused on my kids and on myself. And focusing on myself is something that I have to remind myself to do because it's so easy to be completely focused on the kids. And I also have to focus on Tim, which is even harder to remember because it's like, well, he's a grown man. He should be able to take care of himself. But you have a marriage that you also need to uplift and make sure things are healthy there too. So I don't know if this helps or anything, but I do understand that struggle, and it's tough. And if there is a struggle there, I think your husband and you need to pray about it and figure out what you feel like God is saying. If you do have the time and you feel like your home life, your family life, your time with your child is good and healthy, and you have some extra time to spare and feed into somebody else, go ahead and go for it. But if you are struggling with trying to find the time with each kid to give them what they need, like, I feel like I really don't have a lot of extra time. I have four kids here at home that each want some individual time. I have a husband. I have a house that needs to be taken care of. I don't have a whole lot of extra time to go out separately from my family and do something. Maybe if it was a ministry where we can all serve together, we can do that. But right now with how small our kids are, there's not a whole lot of opportunities like that right now. So we sometimes create our own and do things for our neighbors. So you just kind of got to get creative and go with whatever fits for the season that you're in. And I tell that to myself a lot, that you're in a season. This is a season of life. It came, it'll go, and in the next season of life, maybe something different will happen. So that's all I have to say about that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I love sharing whatever God's teaching me or has taught me, and I don't know, just sharing different things that make me happy. I'll see you next week. Bye.